Hi, I just wanted to upload a quick module on expectations. Hopefully you'll find it of use. I'm going to upload several modules over the next few weeks and just help try and get people informed on what to expect when venturing into hair transplants. I hope you find it of use.
What can I achieve? I think it's very important that guys venturing into hair transplants have a very good understanding of their own expectations. It's important that prospective patients understand that essentially their hair's characteristic, donor supply, donor density, laxicity, physiology play the most vital role in the short and long-term success of their own hair transplant, along with appropriate planning with a very competent doctor. Understanding that patient X's hair characteristic may provide them with a completely different cosmetic result compared to patient Y's, even though they had very similar graft counts and loss patterns. Therefore, understanding your own expectations based on your own variables is very important. Obviously, we all try to compare our own situations to various posters we've seen online with similar loss patterns, and we all obviously hope for the results like some of the forum greats have achieved. Patients often feel very similar to patient X, Y, or Z, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to end up with exactly the same result as these patients, especially not first time round. And this is where expectations need to be kept realistic. The most appropriate surgery possible will be performed on the patient, doctor dependent, applying their supply to their demand off the back of the patient's goal, requirements, again, hair characteristic, donor supply, etc., etc. This is to enable the patient reaches their maximum potential from the initial one surgery, but possibly further surgery may well be required in order to achieve the final goal. So understand and be realistic about your expectations of what can be achieved from one hair transplant surgery. Everybody wants their situation resolved first time round via a hair transplant, but this is very rare. No one just gets one hair transplant. Even guys with minimal loss will obtain hair greed and want more. It's the nature of the beast. Hair is like money. You always want more. Very often is the case. You want your cake and eat it. But this is unfortunately not the case with hair transplants. You need to keep your expectations in check. The point I want to get across here is have realistic expectation. First time round, what you're setting out to achieve, and be aware that you, the patient, need to be aware of the many variables that you bring to the table, so to speak. Is at this point the experience of the doctor is applied in order to enable you to reach the maximum potential for your session, again taking into account your hair characteristics, donor supply, loss pattern, personal goal, donor density, laxicity, physiology, potentially previous surgeries, etc., etc. So be really aware of everything that is involved and keep your expectations in check.